Alright, g'day guys, and welcome back tonight to another Obsidian video. Tonight we're going to be having another look at the ITS alternative theme. This is a theme that's commonly used by tabletop RPGs across the community because it actually comes with some D&D themes. You can get the ITS theme from the default installer inside of Obsidian, but to get the ITS alternative theme working takes a bit of extra setting up. I've done a video on this before, but I didn't install it properly, so I wanted to go back and redo this, but also wanted to take the opportunity to visit some of the more advanced functionality that comes with this plugin. And it's functionality that some of you have been asking for, so it's how do you make those wiki style pages with the tables on the right, and you know, there's some other things in there as well that we'd like to sort of show you. So without further ado, let's jump over and have a look. Alright, so in front of me you can see that I've got a brand new vault open. Alright, completely brand new. I've not touched this thing at all, apart from installing it. Haven't even got a note. Let's make a note. There we go, we have a note. We're going to edit mode. Maybe, why can't I go into edit mode? Oh, there it is. It's in the middle. Alright, so we have some text. Alright, so what are we going to do? So first let's just jump into settings, and this might be useful for people who are first playing around with this. There's some things that I like to turn off, so readable line length, I like to turn that off, and you can see what that did there is it made it so we're not using the center of the page, it's going to the left. Then we're going to come over here to core plugins and turn on templates. I use templates all the time, so that's always a good one. But what we want to do is we want to turn this into something that's a bit more appealing. So settings and appearance and themes. I'm going to come in here to manage. There's all sorts of options and they all operate in different ways, and I've had people come to me and say, oh, why does yours look like this and mine doesn't look like that? And it's usually the theme that you guys are using. Now the ITS theme is this one here, and I absolutely love it. Click use, and then you can see that's now installed. I come in here like once a week and just click update just to see if anything's coming through, but you know, up to you. Alright, and you can see it's instantly changed this over, so we have some different sort of look and feel. There's a light version of this, so from appearance you can change it to light. There's also a new option in here for adapt to system. Looks like that's just going to light, so there we go. Ooh, that is bright. Alright, and that is way too bright for me, to be completely honest. It's going on 10:30 PM at night here. Let's go back to dark just for now, just so I can get my head around a bit of a breather. Alright, so this is the ITS theme. Alright, and out of the box the ITS theme does a few things, but you can go a lot further with this, and this is where I wanted to show you how to do this. So let's go to settings, let's go back to appearance and up to manage, and you'll see that there's a little GitHub icon here in the ITS theme. Easiest place to find it. We click that. Here's one I prepared earlier, and this is the GitHub where everything is kept. Alright, and there's some instructions on here on how this thing works. So you know, there's a bit of a preview on how it works, and there's this whole section here on guide and references. Alright, what we're going to do though is we're going to do the alternate themes. So if we open this, we come in here to alternate themes, we have a look, you know, what do these offer? And is it grey style, blue style, the D&D green style, the one I'm after, which is the D&D Wizards of the Coast style, something called School Days, Tangerine Dunes, Drowned. Like, there's lots of different options here. Alright, and you don't get these out of the box. So what do we need to do to go through and install these? Well, let's go up to the instructions here. How to install. It says go to the all alternate theme snippet. So we'll just middle click on that to open a new tab. Alright, we're going to download, or we're going to view the raw or download it. So we'll download the code. What we're going to do here is just do a Control A to select all and a Control C just to put it onto our cut and paste. Because what we want to do is go to there, we want to click to download and copy the entire new tab, which is what we just did. In Obsidian, open Settings, Appearance, and click the folder icon beside the CSS snippet header. So let's go back there. Wrong world. So we're here, we're in CSS Snippets, under Appearance, and there's a folder. We click Open Snippets folder. That's opened up. There we go. And we go back to our instructions. What's it say? So create a new CSS file in that folder, paste in the CSS, and what are we going to do? We're going to click the reload button. So we're going to call it we'll copy this, right? The all alternate themes.css. Does it say to give it a specific name? Nope. Let's call it that. So right click, new, and do a text document. And then what we have to do is change the .txt into CSS. That will change the file type. And now we've got it there. And what we can do is we can open that into just any text editor, paste from our GitHub site that we copied from before. My computer is not liking that. Oh, there we go. We'll save that. Alright, now we can go back to our GitHub site. Alright, so open the new file, paste the CSS and save. In Obsidian, click the reload icon. Alright, looks like there's some instructions down here on how to do this as well, in case you're looking for something other than what I'm providing you now. Alright, and we can see, I'll just look here, straight into manage, open the folder, create a new icon. Alright, now it does say here we need the style settings plugin as well. Just seeing, look, all alt themes, there you go. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna call mine s-all alt themes as well. Alright, so we'll come back to here. We can click reload on that. We can now see CS all alt themes is enabled. We can click enable on that, but what it says is we want to come into our community plugins. You want to turn off safe mode if you've got it enabled. We're going to go browse, and we're going to look for something called style settings. Alright, so style settings is a plugin that allows you to change the settings on some of your plugins. Doesn't work on all of them, and the developer usually has to go through and put the effort into that, but we'll go install and enable. Alright, and then let's have a look at the options. We'll go back to the instructions and just have a quick look. Open the style settings menu, click on the ITS alternative themes to show the selection of themes. So, alright, so from here, let's pretend we're back on the screen. We go settings, community plugins, style settings down here. And now we have two new options in this plugin. So we have the ITS alternative themes, which is what we're after. And here is a list of all of them. So, got the blue, the grey, school days, the dunes, the drowned, Nord, Notion, Middleist, ITS dark, all that is dark. And then here are the DnD ones. So got the green, got the red. Whoa! Check that out. That's like a whole different level. What does that look like on light? There we go. So obviously different options here. You can use whatever it is that you're looking for. Whichever one you like, you just go in here and find the one that you do like. So I'll go back to style settings. I'm going to use this one. This is the one I usually use. I just note there's other settings up here as well. So you can change fonts, you can change sizes. There's workspaces here for you to change the way these things that'll work. You can change your sidebars a little bit. So it pays to sort of come in here and have a look and see what is available, because there is certainly a few things you can do. But yeah, that's how we get it obviously installed and looking like a nice sort of D&D thing. But now, what else can this thing do? And obviously, you know, you guys are probably wanting to know around these callout boxes. So callouts are really cool. If anyone hasn't played with them, you know, it's how to do a standard callout box. But there's one in here that's specifically really cool. I think it's this one here. So I've basically just to run you through that from the Obsidian ITS theme. If you guys don't know how to get to there, like we just went through it, but you know, just come in here again, go into Appearance, find the ITS theme, click that little GitHub icon, that will load up to this page, and from there you have a button to the callout section. Alright, and from there we can come down here to the info boxes and we can just copy this text. Alright, so from here we can now go into a note and we can copy this text in. Have a look, and boom, look at that, it's already working. So we already have something over here. Now what we're going to probably want to do, let's just buy a tabletop RPG NPC. Can we just find a picture of something? There we go, this guy will do. Copy image, come here, and what I usually do is I just paste it underneath so it just goes into my vault. Obviously I would usually have a z_assets folder. I put all my images in my assets folder. I actually go in and I make sure that files and links from memory, we come in here and we specify the folder. So z assets. There we go, now all new pictures will go into there. I usually rename them as well. Alright, there we go. So now we've got the example npc.png, and I just come in here and I paste that text into there. And then I get rid of this. And now we have a nice picture over here. Now I like to go a little bit further with these boxes because I use 3 monitors at my table, so I like to be able to show that to the players. So one thing you can do, and again there's another video on this specifically, is we can go in and install the second window, I think it's called now. Alright, so second window, install, and enable. Alright, and then here what I like to do is I like to make another line. Just note that it adds an extra arrow when you usually cut and paste things, so you've got to take rid of it. I don't want to display the picture again, so I'm going to get rid of the exclamation mark, leaving the example NPC, and I don't need this cover H small. What I need to do is just have some text that says show to players. And now I have a little thing there that I can use to show to players. So I can right click on that. Oh, it does move around a little bit. Yeah, okay. Let me try and get rid of this text. I've noticed with the hover over here that depending on where the text is, it kind of interacts with it. There we go. So now it's fine. So I can right click on that and go open a new window. There we go. I have another window with my picture, and what I do is I have that on a player-facing monitor. So I have 3 screens. One is my map in the middle of my TV table. I have one facing the players for the player screen that has this on it, and then I have one facing me for my DM screen. So that's what I use that for. This way I can obviously come in here and I can say this is the NPC's name. Call him Bob, the styled. It's a pretty good picture. You can also do this as well though. So say you have another section of stats that you would like to do. Alright, you can change that name to info, and you can come in here and, well, actually, don't forget to get rid of that second arrow. Do it all the time. Alright, now we have a stats and an info section as well. Now you can obviously modify this. Alright, so you can modify it to your heart's content. You could technically, I'm pretty sure this works as well. Alright, so you can bold them if you want, so that way they stand out a bit more. And also what you could do is you could come in here and say human has 2 legs. Alright, and then from here, actually what we'll do is being a brand new vault, we have to turn this on because I don't have it yet. We want to turn on, is it in core plugins? Yeah. No, where did I do it? I think it's outgoing links. Yeah, outgoing links. Outgoing links is awesome if you don't have it turned on. So we'll turn on outgoing links. Now we're on our page. We can expand our unlinked mentions. Oh, did I say human? I need to go into this one, sorry. There's a difference between backlinks and outgoing links. So maybe I just need to do a quick reload. There we go. Some plugins don't work until you do a reload, so it's always healthy to do that. But now you can see unlinked mentions is working. I can click the human, and now we have a link to human. When I show this, I now have a link to human. Alright, so I can click that and I can go through. So these are really, really cool. I really like these things, and I'm starting to put them on everything. So I'm updating my templates with these built into them, so that I just basically have to go through and create a template, and there they are. Just to show you what I mean by that, if you copy this text, let's create a folder called templates, keeping in mind that I installed the templates plugin at the start. We have the templates plugin enabled, but I just need to set the folder, and I've just created a folder, so now we can go templates, and I also need to set a hotkey. So templates, insert template. I'm going to press Alt and T. Alright, so there we now have a hotkey. And what I can do now is I can create a new note in templates. And this is insert NPC. Alright. And this might be name. This might be stat block. Alright, it's just prompting me for putting things in here. Alright, and now that's obviously in here, but what I can now do is if I go back to, let's say, a new note for my second note, I can now press Alt-T, and boom, I have a template instantly come up. Interesting enough, I've never seen it do that before. It was actually because I only have one option in that folder that it was defaulting. Now that I've got 2, there we go, it actually prompts me, so I can say insert NPC. That brings my text in, which means I don't ever have to remember how to format this again. Okay, I've got everything I need here in order to pull this through. Now, I usually go a little bit further. I bring in like a template picture, for example. I keep that in my vault so that I can have a nice template picture there, and it just helps me prompt it. And I usually have these sort of set up. So I have different layouts for my settlements versus my NPCs. And just to show you what I've done with some of it. So this is my normal vault. We can see that this is a settlement, and you can see type town, size large town, region the Dalelands, like how many races, the population across the place. And for anyone who knows their wikis, you probably recognize where all this content is coming from, right? I'm just basically cut and pasting it straight in. But I'm starting to get all the linking working, and it's really coming along quite well. Doing the same thing for some of the NPCs. Alright, so you can see here's a different layout for my NPCs, but it's basically the same thing, right? I just have a picture, I have my table, I really like it, and then I've got a stat block here. The stat block was a bit harder to get functional, so you can see it's down here. Just like I liked the way I kind of like made them line up with each other. It seems to work quite well. So yeah. Anyway, that's one of the things you can do with this plugin. I think that's going to be quite popular. Another thing that I found in here, though, oh sorry, this is worth mentioning as well. This left option. All right, so you can cut and paste this in, and the difference here is this is now on the left side. I also accidentally, from memory, found out that you can do this. I don't know if you'll find a reason for it, but you can have one on either side. Okay, so you just do the left first, then the right, and then have your text underneath, and that will basically then come along and copy it in. Might be useful for someone who might have come up with some sort of fancy sort of way to make that look. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Alright, back onto my previous train of thought. So we were looking at... Oh, there's a couple of different options here, and I'll be completely honest, I haven't got all of them working yet. I haven't really played with Kanbans that much. I have a little bit, but not a huge deal. Timeline, this one here. Timeline is nice. Check this out. Look at that for a lovely view. So, anyone who knows how to make timelines would probably go, oh, I can think of a few ways to do this. This one's not automated. There is a timeline plugin that is automated, but if you're just making a manual timeline, the formatting of this is really quite nice. And as you can see here, it's easy to replicate. You can go all the way down. I'm sure we could actually have a few double ups if you wanted. Alright, so you can play around with that. But using this, you could really make your own sort of thing. Year 2020, subtitle, COVID hits. What the hell of a year. Alright, no, it looks like I've left the LW in there somewhere. We'll get rid of that. And you can see that's easy to update. Alright, so very, very easy. You could certainly do things like this as well. It hurt all humans. And then this way you get a link. Alright, so very, very flexible for doing it. It obviously comes with the ITS theme, so I think some people will find that quite useful. But yeah, that's some of the functionality that I've really sort of been enjoying using. So I recommend you jump in here. There are some other things that it does, so just give us a sec. The image positions is hugely popular, and it comes with this this pack. So let's just go back to my first note. Let's just jump this image again. So we'll do it down here this time. So we're going to add in our example NPC. So what you can do is you can go right. Oh, where did I do that? Sorry, I didn't put the exclamation mark in to make it so that it actually will display the image. Alright, and it's a bit big, so we can't tell what's actually going on. So you can actually do a right and then a number, and a number represents a resize. Alright, so now you can see that's right aligned. And if we did all of our text, I'll stuff that up. Alright. What does that look like? Alright, you can see it's entered in this line here, technically. So it's right aligning there. So if I wanted this at the very top, I just come up here and I do it. And what I generally do is I actually do it in the same line as something else. So that way it's like lined up perfectly and it starts in from there. You can make it bigger, alright, just by increasing the number. I like to use 300 and 600, they seem to work quite well with my screen sizes. You can also do left, alright, and you can also do, I think it's center. Yeah. There we go, center works. So you notice the center doesn't really work with your text, so that might be handy for not having the text aligned, but having a nice sort of picture in the middle. Let's check that actually. What does that do? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's something that I really like that comes with this plugin. I use the image position adjustments like all the time. Yeah, they're really quite handy. And there's more than one sort of image adjustment in here as well from memory. Some of these I do not use, but there is some really good examples in here of how these will work. There's this grid section for showing images side by side, so let's just show you that. I think we have to take a few of these. What does that look like? Yeah, just a nice grid. So works out really quite well, and I like the way when you hold your mouse over it, it sort of makes it bigger as well. Anything else cool we can find in here? These are all the positions, so the left, right, center. Some of this gets a bit interesting where like there's portrait modes, banner modes. What does banner mode do? Stretches it. That's cool. So you can make your own custom banners. We got portraits. We'll go to the next one. Alright. There's a profile. It's going to round the borders. I made it quite small. I wonder if we can make that bigger just for the sake of it. Nope, that seems to override that. So, oh, there you go. Customizable version. So this allows you to sort of change the way the images are sort of displayed, and change the focus point of the images. So some of you might find that useful. I haven't really played with that myself, except I think there was once I did it where I had to change the profile picture on a stat block to only show the person's head. So yeah, that's available there as well. So look, that's the key parts of the Obsidian ITS theme that I personally use. I obviously find these rather useful. It's the only theme that I do use. There are other ways that you could do this, like so for example, while I've got the all alternative theme and it comes all this functionality built in, if you wanted to just have the checkbox functionality, for example, but you don't want to use the theme, you could come in here and grab a copy of the CSS for this specific file, create it in your Vault, turn it on, and that will give you that functionality as well. So I do recommend everyone takes the time to sort of come in here and have a real browse here, because some of this is really fantastic, and it's functionality that a lot of people are sort of asking for. Some of it is not linked to cool. So anyway, that has been a bit of an in-depth look into the ITS alternative theme by SurveyB. If you want your pages to look all nice and D&D styled and have wiki formatting on your notes, this is where you come and do it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys make with it. So huge thanks to all my patrons. Again, if anyone wants access to all my templates and tutorials, then my patrons do get access to the Vault to be able to go in and access all of that. And yeah, outside of that, look forward to speaking to you guys on the forums, and have a great night.